Hey everybody, this is Chef Stuart from S-420, and in honor of St. Patty's Day, we have a beautiful fluffy Irish soda bread and some homemade cultured butter, that recipe that we promised you from back in the bread and butter recipe. So, if this is your jam, come join us. This is the episode for you. Stick around. Hey everybody, this is Chef Stuart from S-420, and today I have a very special treat for you. I know that on one of my previous videos, I think it was the bread and butter video, I promised you guys to show you how to make cultured butter. Well, today I am going to show you exactly how to do that with this. And then in addition to that, in celebration of Irish culture and St. Patty's Day, we're going to be taking the buttermilk that comes out of that recipe and making an Irish soda bread. So you don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. Keep watching. You're going to love this. Hey everybody, this is Chef Stuart from S-420, and today we're going to be making some cultured butter that we're going to separate from scratch. So here in this container I have a quart of heavy cream, and here in this little bowl I have some yogurt, about 3 tablespoons. And all we're going to do is we're going to add the yogurt to the cream. That's it. Then we'll let it sit at room temperature for about 3 days. And then we will have what is essentially cultured sour cream, or creme fraiche. So you could stop there if you wanted to. You could have a beautiful, thick sour cream and say, I'm good with that. You know, great on tacos or in a cheesecake or whatever you want to use it for. Just give it a light shaking. I don't really want to, work this too much right now. And then I have here just a canvas bag, and I'm just going to tie this up to block out any light. And it's just going to get tucked away in the corner here for about 3 days. So in 3 days from now, that'll be thick and set like sour cream. At that point, we could leave it that way, or we could shake it. And when we shake it, it's going to break into butter and buttermilk. And because we gave it a 3-day culture, that buttermilk will be thick, it will be tangy, it will be cultured, it will be just like the stuff you buy in the store. And we have a recipe to use with that. But more on that when we come back. So we'll see you in 3 days to start with the shaking process for the butter. Check it out. See you then. Hey everybody, and we are back. So it has been about 3 days since we've had this cream culturing on the counter. And now what we have is essentially sour cream. It's like pretty solid, spoonable, scoopable, absolutely fantastic. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's pretty much solid at this point. So now what we're going to do, move that out of here, and we're just going to shake this. We're going to keep shaking it until it gets thick, and you'll feel it almost like it's not going to shake anymore. Keep shaking it, and all of a sudden it'll start shaking again. And what we're doing is we're making the fat globules stick together while the liquid gets separated out. Now, at room temperature, at 65 degrees, give or take, is the optimal temperature for this. And because it's cultured, it should happen relatively quickly, like within 5 minutes or so. So as you can see, inside is broken and kind of looks like cottage cheese. That's how you know we got the fat separated from the liquid. Now what we are going to do is we're going to take a tea towel, and line a strainer with the tea towel. And we're going to strain the buttermilk through the tea towel, preserving the butter in the tea towel. So we're just going to pop this in the fridge for a few minutes just to let the butter harden up just a little bit so that we can work with it. It is definitely a little bit too soft for my taste. So we're just going to strain the rest of this buttermilk out of the butter. Alright, so we're just going to pop this butter back into the fridge just for like a few minutes, maybe 15 minutes, just so it hardens up a little bit so we can wash it. We'll be back in 15 minutes to work on that process. Check back with you then. Hey everybody, and we are back. So while we're waiting for our butter to harden in the fridge, I'm going to go ahead and take this time to take the buttermilk that we got from that recipe, and we're going to make a batch of soda bread. So here I have 1 pound or 15 ounces or 439 grams of flour. I'm going to add to that 7 grams of salt and 6 grams of baking soda. And I'm just going to whisk that together. And here I have the buttermilk that we collected, and it's about 2.5 cups. And I'm just going to mix this together, form a nice shaggy dough. And here I have a little pie tin that I greased with some oil. We've got an oven preheating to 350 degrees, and we're just going to bake this guy off as soon as we are set and ready to go there. Looks like we're just about preheated, so I'm going to go ahead and pop this in the oven, and we'll come back in about 25 minutes and see what this looks like. Stay tuned. All right, guys, and we are back. So here we have our ball of butter that we had in the fridge, and we're just going to go ahead and we're going to wash that in some ice cold water. And what the washing is going to do is it's going to allow the butter granules to really firm up, and it's also going to get rid of the buttermilk, which will cause the butter to spoil faster. Okay. All right, so we've been kind of massaging this very gently in the ice water. And we're going to squeeze the excess liquid out. Place it in our little tea towel here. And as you can see, the water is kind of milky white. So you want to get rid of that and get fresh, clean water. So we're going to go ahead and do it again. And usually 2 times is really all I need. Yeah, I would say that's clear, it's not milky white, it's like off clear, which is fine. So at this point, we're just going to give our butter a quick wring out, and then we're going to put it in a container. So I'm not looking to like do anything crazy, I just want to get any excess water out of the butter, because we did just wash it in water. All right, and this is looking absolutely beautiful right now. Now, personally, I prefer salted butter over unsalted butter. That is a choice that's completely up to you. But so I'm going to add a touch of salt to this. So I added some salt to the butter, and now I'm just going to very gently kind of knead it in there. And we have a beautiful blob of freshly made, cultured, salted butter. Very similar to European butter or Irish butter, if you're familiar with those. And And then the last thing I'm going to do is I have here a little butterbell. And I'm going to go ahead and pack my little butterbell with this delicious butter that we just made. Now, if you guys don't know what a butterbell is, it is a ceramic crock that has a little bell on it. And the bell is inverted. And basically, you can keep this at room temperature for a week, no problem. The butter won't mold, the butter won't go bad. And the reason why is because it's submerged in water. So just put a little bit of cool water in here. You pack the butter on the top like this. You flip it over. And the butter is completely submerged, kept away from bacteria, ready to rock and roll. So now we have our butter ready for when our soda bread comes out of the oven. I'm going to pack that into a container. I'm going to clean up, and we'll come back when we're ready to taste the soda, when we bring the soda bread out of the oven, and we're ready to do a taste test. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, and we are back. So the soda bread just came out of the oven, and it is looking golden brown, beautiful, and delicious. We're going to let this cool for a few minutes before we cut into it, and we'll be back with the tasting notes. So don't go away. Hey, everybody, and we are back. So the soda bread has a chance to cool. It's not completely cold, but it's cool enough that we can cut into it. We've got a beautiful piece of soda bread right there. So we've got some nice soda bread, and we're going to take some of this beautiful butter that we just made. And we're just going to spread some of that beautiful butter on the soda bread. Cheers, or sláinte. That's really tasty. You get the obvious butteriness of the butter and nice tang to it. The flavor of the buttermilk comes through the soda bread. Otherwise, it's a beautiful, fluffy, quick bread. It's absolutely fantastic. I don't know how else to explain it. Yeah, very, very tasty. So, yeah, that's all I got for this episode. We got the homemade butter, we got the soda bread, and happy St. Patty's Day to all. See you next time.